Welcome back to another episode of Frenchie's Forge. Weighing in at 200 pounds in the red corner, Frenchie's Forge. Anyway, welcome back. Today, we're going to be making a massive blade out of this massive file. To give you an idea of just how long this dude is, it's about the size of my hand down to my elbow.
This project is massive.
Here is a tiny little cute file. For comparison, this thing is a megalodon. I do believe that this was a find at a estate sale or yard sale or flea market or something that my mom found. And I am not joking when I say this is probably the biggest file that I've ever seen. It is 1/4 inch thick, probably 1.5 wide by, I don't even know, probably 18 inches from tip to tip. So we got a lot of metal to work with, and I thought it would be really cool to make a dagger out of it. I have not done a dagger before. I've always wanted to. I have really just been kind of waiting for a little bit more time on the grinder to get comfortable with bevels and things. I'm super excited about this build, and I really hope that you enjoy the video. Let's jump right in. Let's get some of this cut and ground. Let's do it. Okay, so now that I have the blade cut out, I have it inside the kitchen in my oven. I'm tempering it at 390 degrees. We're gonna do that for 2 cycles, 2 hours each. In the meantime, I have found some scrap bar stock. It is just mild steel. So my plan for this is to cut out, I have a few marks made on it. We're just gonna cut out a little section of it, and I plan to forge this out into some sort of a cool guard. Maybe an S guard, not really sure. We'll see what the metal says when we start bending it and shaping it. We'll let it decide what it wants to be. going to try to hot fit it to the tang. I actually just built me a new stand here. Had another log left over. It was about 5 foot, so I put it about a couple foot into the ground. And that way I could bolt my vise to it out here close to the forge. I have never tried to hot fit a guard onto a tang before, so this will be a first for me. But the forging of the guard went really well, and I'm hoping that this will go well too. So yeah, let's give it a go. So we got it down quite a ways there on that first one. We still have some gappage there, so we're gonna see if we can heat it back up and knock it the rest of the way, kind of get this little gap over here to disappear, and see how that goes. Alright, so now that we have the guard figured out, we are now ready to start grinding in the bevels on this thing. I just used the height gauge that I just got for my birthday about a month ago, and had the chance to try it out. That carbide scriber does a pretty good job even on this hardened file. Put it right smack dab in the center, which is awesome. So now that we got this marked out, we're ready to bring it over to the belt grinder and start grinding the bevels on this insanely long dagger. You know, it's one thing to grind bevels on a little EDC knife or a little tiny file knife, but this thing is going to be a bit of a chore. So I'm in the middle of still grinding in the bevels on this dagger. While I was grinding, I thought it'd be really cool to have another chunk of metal right here above the guard or below the guard, and kind of have it transition from the guard into almost like a bolster piece and then the handle. So I have some chunky metal here chucked up in the vise, and I'm kind of in the middle of chopping off a chunk, and then we'll take this chunk and grind it all down and slot it for the tang and have it slot up right underneath of our S-guard. I think that'll be pretty cool. So I'm inside. I'm gonna take a little break, eat some lunch. Definitely a lot of work grinding these bevels in, but for the last maybe hour or so, I've been working on the little bolster piece and finally got this dude slotted out. And got it fit up pretty good. I think this thing is going to be really cool. I'm excited to get this build finished up. Okay, so now that I've taken quite a bit of time grinding in the bevels on this thing, I think we're at a pretty good stopping point for right this very second. This particular blade, I don't know what it was about it. It was incredibly hard. I tempered it for 4 total hours at 390 degrees. I still think this thing is maybe in the low to mid 60 Rockwell. It is an incredibly hard file, and it was incredibly hard grinding these bevels in on my grinder. The grinder was overheating quite a bit, and over the last maybe 5 days I've been working on it, and I'm only able to do maybe 5 or 10 minutes at a time and then let it sit for 20 minutes, come back and do 5 or 10 minutes. It's it's a nightmare. So anyway, I feel like this is a pretty good stopping point for this episode. I'm gonna have to figure something out with my grinder. I don't want to go back to the 1x30, especially doing something like this. If we were doing smaller blades, it probably wouldn't be that big a deal, but for something like this, you really do need a, somewhat of a good grinder to not make this take a week or two to grind out. So anyway, so far so good. The bevels look really, really good. They're nice and even. And they're pretty well symmetrical on both sides. And we've got it down almost to an edge. There's still a little bit of thickness to continue taking off. Really just kind of towards the end here. It's trying to be kind of easy with the tip, not overheating it, so that the tip is a bit thicker than down here is pretty thin. But anyway, yeah, I think that this is a great stopping point. So we've got the blade. We, in this video, forged out our S-guard. And then off camera, I spent some time on this bolster piece. So I think that we're set up pretty well to put the handle on and finish this thing out in the next episode. I have here a piece of bloodwood. If I can throw it up on here. There we go. This will kind of give you an idea of potentially what it could look like. So yeah, I think that this thing is going to be super sick when it's done. I just think that it is cool. It's kind of got that medieval sort of backyard forged feel, and I really like it. Excuse me. So anyway, yeah, okay. Anyway, so anyway, that's the end of the video. Bye. In all seriousness, though, this is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching part 1 of making the backyard medieval dagger. I have high hopes for this thing to look really cool and be super sweet when it's done. Stay tuned for part number 2. It might take me a while to put that out as I have the grinder problems, but I'll figure it out as I always do. If I have to end this thing with the angle grinder or the 1x30, gosh dang it, I'll do it. And we will complete this knife. You can bet your bottom dollar on it. Bet your boots and your bottom dollar. So yeah, there's the end of the video. Goodbye now. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. 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 I hope you enjoyed my video. Bye.